What's up everybody, I'm HoopsandHipHop. So Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee have now been out for a couple of weeks, and I'm sure the thoughts in many fans' minds are slowly yet surely turning towards Generation 8 that is due to be announced and released next year. With so many things that Pokemon Let's Go did differently and the thoughts now shifting from what is currently going on with Pokemon to what is next for Pokemon in the coming years, there are a lot of thoughts in general about what is next for Pokemon not only next year with Generation 8, but within the next few years as a whole. And in this video, we are going to cover exactly that. Just what exactly is going to happen with Pokemon not only next year, but the next 2 or 3, even up to 5 years down the road. With the success that Pokemon Let's Go has now had, it now makes the conversation on what is going to happen for the future of Pokemon very interesting when we combine it with certain other things that we've come to expect over the last couple years. So with all of that being said, why don't we go ahead and just take a look at what exactly we can expect to see from Pokemon within the next few years of its future. Okay, so there are 3 main pillars to the immediate future of Pokemon that we're going to be discussing in this video, and the first one is of course going to be Generation 8. As we all know, Generation 8 Pokemon games are coming next year, and they're going to be coming in the second half of the year as well, and even though hardly anything has been specified about them, there are a couple things that we know. For instance, we know that it's going to be a much more hardcore core series game that is in the style of Pokemon X and Y and Sun and Moon. We also know it's going to be a brand new generation with new Pokemon, new characters, new region, and the works, and according to Pokemon Company CEO Tsunekazu Ishihara, the goal for this game is for it to be the kind of game that people have been waiting for. We also can most likely expect that it's going to have a different graphical style to the Let's Go games, thanks to the Let's Go games being more focused on being inviting, and we can most likely say that it will have better graphics since at the time of Let's Go's announcement, it was specified about the Generation 8 games that they would have the best graphics of any Pokemon game. And getting more into the speculative side of things, it has been rumored that England as well as places like Greece and Spain are going to be the setting for these next Pokemon games. And if I have to inject a little bit of personal opinion here, I think it's very likely that we're going to see somewhere in Europe take the spotlight for this next generation of Pokemon. Now, as far as when we can expect to see this game, I think it's very likely that an announcement will be made sometime in late spring or early summer, with May being the most likely month. The reason why I say this is because the last 2 main series Pokemon games, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, were both announced in May right around this time frame. And the reason why they were announced during this time frame is because they had games in the previous year to account for that Game Freak and the Pokemon Company and Nintendo kind of had to let shine a little bit before they moved their focus to the next games, and obviously that would be the case with Let's Go as well. I know we did have Sun and Moon's announcement in February of 2016, however, the reason for that is most likely due to the fact that the 20th anniversary of Pokemon was that year, and so they wanted to naturally announce something during the month of February when Pokemon initially released over 20 years ago. On top of that, the year preceding Pokemon Sun and Moon's release, there was no Pokemon game whatsoever released in that year as far as main series goes, so they did not have to worry about overshadowing the launch and success of a previous Pokemon game with the announcement of a new one. So for all of these reasons, I think it is most likely that we will see a late spring, early summer announcement for the long-awaited Generation 8 Pokemon games, with May most likely, in my opinion, being the month in which it will happen. Outside of this, it's hard to say what we can expect from these games because we know so little about them, but for those Pokemon Let's Go skeptics out there, you can rest assured that this is going to be the kind of game you are looking for, because they have said about these Generation 8 games that they are not going to have any Pokemon Go integration like we saw in Let's Go, and all of the standard core features of the Pokemon games such as abilities, held items, and the like are going to be featured in these games because they're going to be focused more so on the veterans as opposed to the newcomers, which I think provides a very, very positive outlook on the kind of quality we can come to expect from these games once they are announced next year. Moving over to Pokemon Let's Go though, whether you are a fan of these games or not, I think it's pretty safe to say that they are going to be a part in some capacity of Pokemon's future going forward. This is because these games have been received extremely well. Not only have they proved a lot of doubters wrong now that they are in the hands of the public, but they also sold extremely well, selling over 3 million copies in the first 3-day weekend, making them the fastest selling Switch games to date. Accompanying these massive sales numbers is the statement that Masuda has made throughout the promotion of the Let's Go games. He has said on numerous occasions that more Let's Go could be possible if these games sold well. Now, granted, he kind of made these statements in a more casual way and wasn't necessarily seriously saying that they're definitely going to be making more Let's Go games if these games were sold well, but the fact that he did mention it at all and the fact he mentioned it several times does bode well for the possibility of more Let's Go games down the line, with regions like Johto, Hoenn, and Sinnoh being featured. There is also a very recent rumor about the Legend of Zelda franchise that can tie into this idea of more Let's Go as well, because it has been rumored that Nintendo wants to see a Zelda game on the Switch every single year of the Switch's lifespan, and if this is the case with the Zelda franchise, we can most likely expect that they would like to see the same sort of thing with Pokemon as well. Pokemon has already seen a main series entry the last 4 years, so they're already kind of going towards that kind of trend on their own, and now that we have the massive success of Let's Go, and it is kind of its own brand even though it is being considered core main series games, it's very likely that we could see a release schedule something along the lines of a main hardcore series game releasing 1 year with Generation 8 next year, and then the following year have a Let's Go-like title, meaning Let's Go Johto or something like that the following year in 2020, and then kind of sort of alternate between the two. Now obviously it probably wouldn't have this exact same release window and it probably would be slightly different, but just the simple fact that they now have the success of Let's Go, they have the model of potentially wanting to release a game every year, and now that they have a good solid foundation with which to tackle these possible yearly release expectations, with possibly releasing one Let's Go game 1 year and then a more hardcore core series game the next year, just bodes very, very well for more Let's Go within the immediate future of Pokemon. And the last pillar of Pokemon's immediate future that we're going to talk about in this video is a pillar that, while very important, has kind of flown under the radar with all of the hubbub going on with Generation 8 and Let's Go, and that would be the idea of Diamond and Pearl remakes. Now, this is a very interesting situation because even though there has been nothing whatsoever said officially about the possibility of Diamond and Pearl remakes, we know as fans that it is very likely going to happen given the fact that they have remade the first 3 generations of Pokemon games and they all had tremendous success, so it only makes sense to keep this going forward, especially with the huge fan demand for these potential titles. One thing that has been brought up by skeptics of Pokemon Let's Go is that the presence of the Let's Go games could potentially jeopardize the image of the Diamond and Pearl remakes, because as we know, Let's Go is also a remake just like the Diamond and Pearl remakes would be remakes, but of course Let's Go is made in a very different style, and people are afraid that the eventual Diamond and Pearl remake is going to be made in the style of Let's Go. However, I personally don't think this is anything to worry about. Pokemon Let's Go, even though it is very much being considered a main series entry, also very much has its own distinct brand as well, and I think it is going to continue forward into the future of Pokemon as its own brand instead of sort of injecting itself into the core main series aspect of the Pokemon franchise. So whatever they decide to do with Let's Go going forward, if they do decide to make more games in that style, I don't think is really going to have any effect on the eventual Diamond and Pearl remakes that we will see, because as we know, we've already seen the remakes of the first 3 generations of Pokemon games, which are all in the hardcore main series style. So I think we can expect to see a Diamond and Pearl remake in that fashion more so than the Let's Go fashion, considering the fact that it seems only natural for Let's Go to continue with Johto as opposed to jumping ahead 2 or 3 generations into Sinnoh. Instead, it's more so likely that the Diamond and Pearl remakes are going to be the next core games after Generation 8, which we could see sometime in 2020 or even 2021. Speaking of 2021, 2021 is actually the 25th anniversary of Pokemon, and even though it seems crazy to talk about another major anniversary for Pokemon since it seems like we just barely got done with the 20th anniversary, the 25th anniversary is only more or less a little over 2 years away from this point in time, which is very crazy, and considering that the 25th anniversary is going to be huge for the Pokemon franchise, something big releasing in that year is very likely, especially considering the way that Pokemon celebrated the 20th anniversary with the release of Sun and Moon. Now, unlike the release of Sun and Moon, the release of whatever is going to come in 2021 is probably not going to be a new generation, because new generations usually happen every 3 years, and that will only be 2 years from Generation 8 coming, of course, next year in 2019. So personally, I think it's more likely that we will see some kind of major remake, which could be the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes, or it could be Let's Go or something different like that. All in all, however, I don't think we have anything to worry about in terms of the style of the Diamond and Pearl remakes when they eventually come out. When they eventually do come out, I think they will be everything that we imagined they would be. They will be the hardcore games that we know, they will be unaffected by Let's Go, and I think it's very, very likely that we will most likely see them within the next few years. And there we have it, everybody. That is my personal estimation on what we can more or less expect to see within the future of Pokemon after Let's Go. The future of Pokemon is as bright as ever, with a new generation to explore coming as soon as next year, and exciting new possibilities as far as more Let's Go titles and Diamond and Pearl remakes coming in the following years after that. It's just going to be a great time to be a Pokemon fan within these next 2 or 3 years. If you guys enjoyed the video though, be sure to give it a like and let me know down in the comments below what you would personally like to see for the future of Pokemon, and what you think about the possibility of more Let's Go, what you think about the possibility of Diamond and Pearl remakes, and just anything else you would like to see. Leave it in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more Pokemon content every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and also for some Let's Play content as well every Monday and Friday. There's a ton of great stuff to watch here, so I hope you stick around. And with all of that being said, I will be back on Thursday for another video, so be sure to hit that notification bell so you can be notified as soon as it goes live. And until then, as always, I love you guys, of course. I hope you're having a very Merry Christmas season, and until the next one, as always, I will smell you guys later.